Kentucky 502.
Yo, it's your boy, Cardinal Red. Please like and subscribe. Hit that email address if you want to collabo or get in direct contact with your boy. Let's get it.
502. Louisville, Kentucky 5.
What up? It's your boy, Cardinal Red. And we back for some more of that Ali Land boxing talk, people. And today we talking no Pacquiao, the big problem with Errol Spence JRs ShortList. Alright, y'all, so y'all know me. Be scrolling through the internet. It's my clicking fingers. Be scrolling through the internet, checking out the latest boxing articles, of course, about Manny Pacquiao. I'm going to start expanding the content, so be looking out for that, man. But, of course, about the homie Manny Pacquiao and his next fight, and Errol Spence and his potential next fight. So, you guys know I've been really pushing for Manny Pacquiao to go out with a bang and take the best fights, not take so many risky fights. And I consider when you fight a guy who's not really on your level, that's a risky fight, because if you lose, you lost to a lesser opponent, and you're probably already taking a pay cut. A guy like Manny Pacquiao doesn't need a tune-up. Not even at this stage of his career and the age he's at, he doesn't need a tune-up. On the other hand, you have Errol Spence, great fighter, strong fighter, coming off a car accident, but coming off a great victory in his last fight versus Manny Garcia. In a lot of people's minds, Spence needs a tune-up. In Errol Spence's mind, he doesn't need a tune-up. Now, here's the problem with putting these two guys together. And you guys know I've been pushing for the Crawford unification. All three of these guys hold welterweight belts. Crawford, Pacquiao, and Spence. And getting all three of these guys together is going to be a tricky situation. And a lot of people are saying that Pacquiao's contract with PBC Boxing is up. Now I'm gonna try to tie all this together here, man, in just a few minutes. So bear with me. Please stay to the end. Like, subscribe. Hope you guys love the content and the new things that are coming to the channel. So here's the problem with putting Pacquiao-Crawford together first. So it would have been great to have Pacquiao fight Crawford, unify some titles, move on, Pacquiao fight Spence, unify some titles, or a combination of those three. Now the problem with putting Pacquiao-Crawford together is Bob Arum and Al Heyman working together. Now on one hand, you got Bob Arum saying he really wanted that fight a couple of weeks ago, and he was willing to go across the board. He was going to do whatever he had to do to make it happen. You can check out my last couple of videos, is what I was talking about in those. And a few days later, Bob Arum kind of changed his mind and said, well, at this point, I don't want to put Crawford in there with Pacquiao because I don't want to injure Pacquiao, or I care about Pacquiao too much to have him beat up by Crawford in his mind. So that's the dynamic holding back the Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence fight. Is for some reason, Manny Pacquiao versus Terence Crawford fight. Is for some reason, Bob Arum is now refusing to put those two guys together. Whether it's a money issue, whether it's he believes Pacquiao's still too good for Crawford to risk Crawford getting an O and not being as popular as he is right now. We don't know. But we know that fight's not happening in July. Okay, so that leaves the Errol Spence fight. Why not put those two guys together? They're on the same promotional company. They both want to fight. They're in the same weight class. Let's put that fight together. So I was going through some articles, and I found World Boxing News article. Came out on the World Boxing News 24/7. 24, I'm sorry. Came out on the 12th of 2019. No. Matter of fact, I don't know when. It doesn't say when it came out. It just says World Boxing News 24/12/2019. So I'm not sure if that's the date for when it came out or if that's just the date their logo was made. I'm trying to find where it says this article came out. Let me go back for a second. Just bear with me for a second. Got my slow phone. Come on, baby, work for me. Alright, so it doesn't mention when the article came out, but it does give some very good insight into why this fight is not going to be next. And they were referencing in the early article Errol Spence's ShortList. And Errol Spence on his ShortList had Manny Pacquiao and Danny Garcia. And he was putting more of an emphasis on the Pacquiao fight, like he really wants that one next. Now, let me get to the part of the article where they talk about why this fight isn't going to happen. Alright, so this would be a great fight, man, if it could actually happen. And it might still happen, you know what I'm saying, but at this point it's not going to happen next. And here is why. Alright, as already stipulated, Spence has mandatories with both the WBC and the IBF. In a recent ruling, the WBC stated they have an agreement with the IBF to go first. The WBC IBF champion Spence will first make his WBC mandatory defense. WBC #1 ranked silver champion Danny Garcia of the USA if he wins. Okay, so there's your problem right there. So here's a dynamic at play to me. And I can actually see this Mikey Garcia fight going forward. I think this Mikey Garcia fight is going to go forward. I think that's the biggest fight out there. Unfortunately, really not the biggest fight or the most fan favorite fight, but it's the biggest fight he can get. Unless he can get a fight somehow with Sean Porter. I'm not sure how they would work that out, but I think the Porter fight will be a bigger fight than the Mikey Garcia fight. And the reason that, like I said, the reason that Spence can't now fight Pacquiao next is that he has two mandatories that he has to face. And according to this article with World Boxing News, the WBC's #1 ranked silver champion, Danny Garcia, will be the first. And then he has to actually, if he wins, defend his belt again against the IBF champion. This means Spence has to face, I'm going to really just ravish this guy's name, Cabertolo Abu Kohabra. And I know I messed your name all up. Or risk losing his red belt before getting the chance to defend both titles together. So he has two mandatories. So this fight is definitely not happening within the next year. Maybe in 2021, if Pacquiao's still active, it can happen. So now here's the thing. If he could get a fight with Sean Porter, that would be awesome. I would take that, and I would really support that fight. Now, a fight with Mikey Garcia, is that the best fight he can get at this point? Yeah, it is. It's just the best fight he can get at this point. Because Terence Crawford is not available for whatever reason. Amir Khan's a step down. Kell Brooks a step down. Mikey Garcia's on his way up. Danny Garcia, I believe, is facing another guy here pretty soon. You've already beat Thurman. You've already beat Broner. Spence has mandatories. Who's left at this point? Now, there is another guy, and I can't remember his name right now, but there is another welterweight out there with a okay name, and he's been fighting at welterweight a little bit longer than Mikey Garcia has. So I think that in my mind it would be a better fight, but I think Mikey Garcia has a bigger fan base than I can't remember his name at the moment, I'm sorry. But what do you guys think about this new dynamic? So we know now Manny Pacquiao won't be fighting Errol Spence next. He will most likely be fighting Manny Garcia in Saudi Arabia. Or we don't know where now with all the things going on with the pandemic. So just let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Go check out the World Boxing News article and read it for yourself. Try to break it down, decipher it for yourself, man. And come back, hit the comment section up, hit that like button for me. Please subscribe. It's your boy Cardinal Red, man. If you guys want to be a part of Ollie Land Boxing Talk, always leave me a comment down below. And we out of here.
Louisville, Kentucky, 502.
Yo, it's your boy, Cardinal Red. Please like and subscribe. Hit that email address if you want to collabo or get in direct contact with your boy. Let's get it.
Louisville, Kentucky, 5